Nico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday! This is the Happy Devils Recap, Devils After Dark. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, providing us the tunes of this fine programming as the Devils blow away the Hurricanes. We're live at the Primetime Radio Studios, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Scotty, there's a lot to go over. Recap the game that was. A lot of goals, a lot of action, a lot of good things, some bad things. But you know what? Overall, the comeback kids was redeeming themselves after last Wednesday's whatever performance. That's in the past. Let's move forward because there is a lot of scoring in this game, and we're going to use up a lot of time starting now.
Yeah, welcome to Devils After Dark. Ring them hell's bells, Sam Wu, because we got a big W tonight. Hello to everyone on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Hello out there. I'm sure you're feeling very well. This was a great fan game. Coaching, maybe not so much. You don't really want to see the 11 goals typically, but for a fan, this was a lot of fun. And the Devils, for once, took advantage of a goaltender making his NHL debut. Instead of him making him look like Dominik Hasek, which we know, you hear that? Even Winston's excited. He's got his ball squeaking away over there. Thanks, buddy. You got to find the squeaky one, huh? Oh, good job. But anyway, let's get to it. Lots of things going on in this game. Lots of things for us to talk about. And like I said, keep that in mind about that goaltender. Because if they're putting 7 past Anderson, but whatever. So I said, we're going to take it for what it is. It's a W. It's a W, and it's a feel-good win here. So, okay, Devils didn't start out so well in this game. It kind of looked a little eerily reminiscent of the last game. And before it was 10 minutes over, right? Yeah. Well, before it was 6 minutes over, the Devils were down 2-0. And it was not looking good. There was a lot of just the same old touchdown passes that were not connecting. No,
Winston must be really excited over there.
Well, he just kind of actually threw the football at me, so yeah, he's pretty pumped. But either way, there were some passes that were not connecting. Devils didn't have any possession. It was just come in on the rush. They lose control of the puck, and the Hurricanes come right out. It didn't look good there in the first part of this game. And I think right here, I have it written down here. Most exciting thing I saw was the Golston Volbeat promo that was, digitally imposed on the glass. For the first half of the game, that was the thing that I was most excited about there. But you know what? The Devils got a lucky bounce. They got a lucky bounce, and the guy who's been taking advantage of his opportunities a lot this year, Nathan Bastian. Just remember, he is someone who came up through our system, someone that we lost through the expansion draft, and now someone who's come back and has been performing well in this fourth-line role and in front of the net on the power play, because we're going to talk about that a little later, too, and some screening that he did. But on the first goal, the Devils got a lucky bounce. Kind of a little trickler, boom, was kind of bouncing everywhere. And, wait, that was the Bratt goal. This one came off the backboards. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. This one comes off the backboards and is kind of fluttering up in the air. And Nathan Bastian does his best, Keith Hernandez, and just, boom, puts a liner right up the middle for a goal to put the Devils on the board 2-1. So, okay. Feeling a little bit better, after
who scored? Sorry, I didn't.
I believe it was Nathan Bastian.
Oh, Nathan the guy Bastian that I wanted to keep.
Oh, yes. Sam Wu has been saying all along We know, according to Sam Wu, we should have exposed Damon Severson and kept Nathan Bastian, But Bastian has looked good. He bats it out of the midair. Yeah, the Devils got lucky there, but you know what? For once, they cashed in on it. Instead of it just being like, oh, why don't these bounces ever go our way? This time, it actually did. And then, wouldn't you know it, the Devils get another goal from Nathan Bastian. At the end of the period, 1906 into the first. What's that? The Devils getting a goal? Not giving up a goal in the last minute of the period? That's right. They got a goal. And if I am not mistaken, yes, this is the one with Ryan Graves, who we've talked about many a times, stepping up offensively with Dougie Hamilton being down. He put a blast to the goal. He kind of drew the defender to him. He gets the pass back, unleashes the cannon. I mean, it was who gave him that? It was Yanni Kuokkanen, got it back to him, and he unleashed the cannon from the point. There was actually a lane. He unleashed that cannon, and Nathan Bastian right there in front of the net, screening like he's been doing so successfully, and getting the tip to put it home for his eighth. So his seventh and eighth in the first period. Devils looking pretty good going into the intermission, finally regaining some steps, finally regaining some of their speed, and actually playing with some puck possession, because the first half it was nothing. They didn't have the puck, and the Canes would just pick it from him and just run right back up the ice.
And little Firebro 87 is going to like this. Ryan Graves, didn't I tell you he's going to bounce back? 2 assists in the first period. So Devils down 2-0. Bastian from Graves on both goals, and
Kuokkanen and McLeod, as well.
And start. I'm telling you, Bastian's going to make a nice living just parking his butt in front of the net, and he needs to continue to do that.
If he can get himself up into like that 15-goal range, that's a heck of a commodity to have down there on that fourth line. So we go into the second period, and again, some sloppy play from the Devils. Yaro's getting beat on a rush. And again, a couple of these goals, Gillies, you're wishing he kind of made the save on. I think this was Levo's go. Yeah, Levo had this one. I mean, it was a top shelf. It was a nice shot. Don't get me wrong. But what did we talk about in Game Day Live? These goaltenders have to come up big sometimes and make the save. All right. The save to kind of bail their team out every now and then. Ryan Graves just made a big play. Nathan Bastian's made 2 big plays, batting it out of the air. I don't expect Nathan Bastian to bat every puck out of the air and hit it like Keith Hernandez straight up the middle like that into the goal. No, but he did, and he got it that time. We've talked about our goalies having to make some big saves. So nothing was going good again there in the second period for a while. We had a power play that looked horrible. Jesper Bratt basically drew a pass interference call on a Hail Mary pass, I think, from PK Subban all the way up the middle. That was just terrible. I mean, that's what the Devils were doing in the first half of the game. They couldn't bring the puck into the zone. The passes were not hitting. They were too long. It's like they reverted back to that old ways. However, they did eventually correct themselves. And what happened next, Sam Wu, at 8:47 of the second period? Something that has not happened in quite some time that we called in the pregame came true.
15 degrees, clear skies, Prudential Center, it's Pride Night. Devils, Carolina, tied 3-3. Oh, no, wait. They're down 3-2. Whoops. Looked at the wrong score sheet. Devils 1st and 10 at the Carolina 20. Subban snaps. Johnson back to pass. Passes to Mikey McLeod. Touchdown, Devils! Devils tie it up! Devils tie it up! The kick is good! And the believe it. Andre Johnson's first touchdown pass in a very long time to McLeod.
Very
Yeah,
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice right there. Woo! That's right, Andreas. Don't call me Andre Johnson. Janssen had himself quite a game. His first points for the night came there on a nice play by him, actually bringing the puck, getting into the zone. Oh, what do you know? Someone actually bringing the puck into the zone with possession. Yeah. Yeah. And he was able to bide some time. A lane opened up. He fired the shot over there. Mikey McLeod was able to put the rebound home. That's what we're talking about, all right? Devils then tie it up, and wouldn't you know it, just under 3 minutes later, for the first time in 17 games, Sam Wu, 17 games, another touchdown was scored.
Feel the wind, feel the chill. It's now 10 degrees at Prudential Center. Devils Carolina tied up at 3. Pavel Zacha. He takes the ball, flips it to Dawson Mercer. It's a pass play. He passes to Andre Johnson. Touchdown Devils. Devils take the lead. Devils take the lead. Devils take the lead. And the crowd is going crazy. Andre Johnson, he is the MVP again. The drought is over. He has scored. He's in double digits. Are you ready, New Jersey?
Ooh, I like that at the end. Are you ready, New Jersey? Yeah.
Yeah, I almost ran out of breath there, but that was okay.
I gotta write that down. Are you ready, New Jersey? That's gotta be like an opening line somewhere. Are you ready, New Jersey? Okay, yeah. What a goal by Janssen and Mercer. Great also to see. Who did we talk about? We were critical. We weren't being jerks, okay, but we were being critical of Pavel Zacha.
Oh,
and his scoreless streak and how inconsistent he has been. The line's got a little flippy floppy fluid, okay? And Zacha has been moved down to the third line with Mercer and Janssen, and some chemistry has started to form, I gotta say. I liked what I saw there. So after the Janssen goal, the Carolina Hurricanes come back again. And by the way, Janssen, double digits. We got double digits, Sam Wu. We finally now have at least 2 players with double-digit goals on the team. Yeah!
I
know. Right there, Janssen joins Jesper Bratt with the team lead momentarily, Sam Wu, at 10 goals. Because wouldn't you know it, after the Canes come back at 15:34 of the second on a snapshot, they tied up at 4-4, but the Devils are not done yet. And Jesper Bratt, this is the one I was talking about, a lucky trickler that kind of was just like bouncing its way through. I think it did touch off Igor Sharangovich's stick. This came from Ryan Graves, keeping the play alive. I know he didn't get all the mustard on this shot like he did in the first period, but you know what? It somehow bounced its way through, got off of Sharangovich's stick, found its way to Jesper Bratt. With those slick hands, he slid it right under LaFontaine's pads and put the Devils back up 5-4. More importantly, once again, although it wasn't in the last 2 minutes of the period, the Devils again in the positive when it's in those late stages of the game, which we know we've seen problems with so much through the past couple seasons. So the Devils go into the third up 5-4, or was it 6? No, 5-4. Yeah, they go up 5-4 right there, 18-19. Jesper Bratt taking back the team lead with his 11th goal right there from Sharon Govich. And like I said, Ryan Graves, his 3rd assist on the night. What did we say in the pregame? We never worry about Ryan Graves, okay? He's had one bad game all season. We know he's a defensive horse. He is just going to go out there. He's going to play big minutes. He's going to block a ton of shots, and he is just a huge presence. But we talked about it before. When Dougie Hamilton went down earlier in the season, Ryan Graves stepped up there. He did it again tonight, and he didn't lose a step on the defensive side at all. Love that guy. Steal of the century there by Fitzy, getting him on the team in the 3rd period. This is actually what I almost jumped ahead of myself. Ryan Graves and Nico both blocking big shots in the 3rd period, leading by example, going out there, sacrificing the body, getting down there in the dirty areas and making sure to keep that puck and keep the puck out and keep those lanes full. All right. And this is also where, good morning, Gil. I said, good morning, Gil. Jon Gillies started to feel the vibes from the crowd, because I'll tell you what, if I'm going to give 3 stars to the game, I'm going to give my 3rd star to the crowd at the Rock tonight, fighting their way through the snowstorms, getting over there. And you know what? They had every reason in the first, 6 minutes of the game, in the first 5 minutes and 44 seconds of the game, to just be like, you kidding me?
See ya.
Here we go again.
Yep.
Here we go again. But you know what? They didn't, because that's what I was doing over here on my couch when I was watching. They didn't. They stuck in there. Okay. And they provided a lot of momentum. And I think Gillies really fed off the crowd in the 3rd period and came up big. And what did we talk about in Game Day Live? The Devils' goaltending save percentage is terrible. It's terrible. It's below 900. Blackman was below 800 in the last game. It's not good. If you look at the numbers the last 4 or 5 years, we are bottom 5 in the league every single year. Okay. Gillies tonight made those big saves that we haven't been seeing. Sure, he gave up 4, but this is also the Carolina Hurricanes we're playing over here. So, and kind of 2 backup defensemen on there with Yaros and Colton White, who, Yaros did get beat, but he threw a big check in the 3rd period, which I like to see. Always like to see that physicality. Oh man, if this was an old school game, there would have been fights galore in that 3rd period. Woo! Oh yeah. But whatever. Gillies, made up the big saves there, and that is what we want to see from Devils goaltending. Every now and then, you got to bail out your team. I know the Devils, we talked about it, give up a lot of high quality shots, but Gillies came through tonight. And then Jackie Boy on the power play. Jack says, "Hey, hold on. Yeah, this is Norm McDonald. Hey, you got the hockey and you got the goal. See, you swing the stick, and then you score the goal. Samuel, you see how you score the goal. You see, it's a goal. Get it? Norm McDonald. See, it's a goal. Get it?"
Who's Norm McDonald?
Oh, Sam, that hurt me right here in the heart. We're gonna have a talk, young man, after this podcast is over. All right. But Jack Hughes says, "I don't want to be not in the double digits either." No, he did Burt Reynolds on the SNL Jeopardy. How do you not know who Norm McDonald is? Oh my Sam Woo. But Jack Hughes gets himself into double digits as well, with his 10th on the power play from Sam's best friend, Damon Severson, and Nico Hischier getting himself on the scoreboard. I thought Nico had a pretty good night. Like I said, I feel like a lot of his stuff that he was doing tonight was in the face-off circle, was blocking shots, was playing some big minutes and grinding on the walls, but he did get on the score sheet as well. Thank you, Captain, for chipping in on that one over there. Jack Hughes, though, with the pretty power play goal. And then to close the game out, it wasn't an empty netter. Oh, no, Sam Woo. One more time. He got himself on the score sheet. Tell us all about it.
This is the most important extra point in Devils history. Andre Johnson snaps. Mercer holds. Pavel Zacha! True red! It's good! Devils win!
Dead red.
Dead red? Oh, sorry. Dead red! Devils win! 7-4. I messed that one up. Well, it's been a long time since we pulled the ESPN.
That's fine. Yeah,
clips.
that's fine. No, this was another good goal for the Devils. Something you want to see again. Janssen bringing the puck into the zone with actual possession. He finds Mercer down low, and Dawson Mercer actually rang this one off the post. It went right to Pavel Zacha, and Pavel Zacha, Dano pointed it out. Okay, he didn't just kind of tap it in. He didn't kind of just wrist it in there. He wound up and slammed that baby home big time with a lot of force, putting it in the back of the net. I am sure that must have felt really good for Pavel, who we talked about in Game Day Live.
Really
I think he gets 2 goals in his last 21 or something like that. We need that scoring. We can't have these guys go to sleep. If they're gonna be the guys, they can't go to sleep for 20 games at a time like that. You know, we need him to be a consistent scorer. So it was very nice to see Janssen. It was very nice to see Zacha. It was very nice to see Gillies all have really big games. We knew Ryan Graves. I ain't worried about Ryan Graves. I know Ryan Graves and Nico Hischier are going to come out and kick some tail if they have a bad game the time before. It's some of these other guys that can't get off of that snide that we have to worry about. And tonight, they all did. So it was very, very nice to see. A little sloppy at times, going against the goaltender making his NHL debut, basically the third string there in Carolina, but the Devils took advantage of it. They didn't make him look like Dominik Hasek tonight, like we have seen them do in the past with rookie goaltenders. They put some goals home, and, got to say, big W for the boys. I'm glad they won, ending that losing streak, which we thought, and I'll say I thought was sure to go to 4 games after tonight. You know what? They put it into it, and that's the most important thing. A W, a win.
Yeah.
Build that confidence. We know we're not going to make the playoffs this year. We get it. Sorry, Benji. Benji, yes, we still can, Benji. Yes, of course. Of course we can, Benji. But, in reality, just want to see this team get back over 500 and sustain. Not get over there and then go on a 6-game losing streak and fall back under. Get over 500 and sustain it and start playing consistent hockey. And they got away with one tonight because that first period was a little rough. But they got away with it. Big W. I'm happy. Fun game for a fan. Hope everyone out there enjoyed it. And, real quick. Shots on goal for the Devils, 13, 11, 14 for a total of 38. Very nice. Back in our 40-ish range, which we saw during that little coach and ass stint. Canes, 10, 8, 14 for a total of 32. Face-offs, Canes definitely had the advantage tonight, 59% to 40. Power plays, Devils were 1 for 3, so they got that Jackie Hughes power play goal. They did not give up a power play goal to the Canes. The Canes were 0 for 1. A lot of hits in this game. Like to see that, 35 to 31. Devils, 15 blocks. Thank you, Ryan Graves and Nico Hischier. Here's something we don't like to see, though, which we saw a lot when we're talking about these stupid home run passes and not being able to bring the puck up through the neutral zone and enter into the offensive zone. 25 giveaways.
That's a lot.
No bueno.
That's a lot.
25 giveaways. The Canes only had 12, okay, which is still kind of a lot too, but 25 giveaways. Terrible. They got to clean that up, and once they started entering the zone with the puck, instead of trying to do these crazy passes to get in there, with those drop passes. PK almost gave the game away on that power play with that terrible drop pass.
Yeah.
Just go forward. Oh, Beer Baron. Every time they do a drop pass, I think Beer Baron like a part of his soul dies, like he hates those drop passes probably more than I hate those alternate jerseys. He hates those drop passes. But either way, Devils won. W. That's what we like to see. Our guys that we needed to score scored. Some confidence was built. Love the play of Graves. Love the play of Nico. Love the play and the excitement of Janssen, seeing him get back on the board again. Love the chemistry that seemed to be building with Zacha, Mercer, and Janssen by the end of the game. If we get that kind of going again, and having 3 lines out there that can score, plus Nathan Bastian's going to continue chipping in, hey, I'm all about it. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But, like I said, as a fan, this was a fun game. This is definitely a fun game. As a coach, I'm sure you're going to find plenty of things on film that you're like, hey, we gotta talk about something afterwards, you and me. Yeah. Because anytime there's a total of 11 goals, not everything went right, So we know that. But in this case, Devils came out on top.
Hey,
what do you say, Sam?
Let's go to our friends at Taj Lounge 973. There's some people partying in the back. You see like a lot of lights.
All right. Yeah.
Taj Lounge. Jessie, the bartender, she's hanging
all right.
out. She's hiding from the camera right now, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. We love our Taj Lounge 973. Always a great place to just lounge around.
There we go.
Oops. Yep. There we go.
Taj Lounge.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tip your bartenders. Get that bucket of beers. Celebrate.
Just remember that 7-4 victory doesn't happen by itself. You got to go to Taj Lounge 973, get the bucket of beers and catfish and wings and the lobster tails and all the other
you and your catfish.
I
know.
And your
catfish.
I know.
And snap a pic if you go there and tag us. Let's Go Devils podcast. # Devils After Dark. Give us a little follow. We'll follow you back. We'll have some fun. We can connect that way as well. Yeah. So nice to see you over there, Taj Lounge 973. Celebrating a big Devils victory. Sam Wu, what say you? And then we'll have to go see what everyone's saying on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Hit us up in the comments section now. We want to know what you think of this game.
Little Fireboy 87. Gravy was back on the rushes. His help wasn't. Interesting observation about the game. Also, Little Fireboy 87. He's got a man crush on Ryan Graves. That's okay. So do all of us.
He loves Ryan.
Probably. Yeah.
I do.
Loki says that was an interesting game to say the least. LOL. And then somebody just writes MSG plus.
MSG plus. All right, I see Ramona, Jesper Bratt. Randy over here. Rough start means squat when you finish big. Okay, all right. Benji still thinks we can make the playoffs. All right. I think Nate is on the right track, though. Devils should get to 500 and try to stay there. They got to sustain it and make some sort of consistency here because we know the team has the talent. Look at the way they played tonight. They got to just figure out how to get consistent so they don't play down to teams like Arizona when they come to town. We know every now and then you're going to have a stinker. We get it. We know how that goes, all right? But it can't be consistent. It can't be 3-4 game losing streaks like that, Yeah. I think Kanji on the broadcast said the Canes have only had their longest losing streak was 3 games. And it happened once this season so far.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many 3-game losing streaks we have already.
Plenty.
So, yeah, exactly.
I will say, I was interested to see the Carolina Hurricanes because they're not supposed to be where they are unless it was great leadership coming, with Rod Brindamore as coach. Yeah. If you notice the team itself, if you remember how Rod Brindamore played in the NHL, never stopped moving. always looking for the puck, paying
Mm-hmm.
attention in position, and just the way even the team skated reminded me of Rod Brindamore when he played. Non-stop motion, 120%, finish your checks, all the above. And
Mm-hmm.
you notice that the Hurricanes, um, yes, they played uh, a goaltender that's first NHL game. Yes, they beat the Rangers yesterday, and they're coming off from a game last night, and the Devils have only played one game in, I don't know, 8 days. But the fact of the
They had to
matter
take advantage
is
of it.
they
They took
they got
advantage of
through
it.
their defense, and they
Mm-hmm.
managed to finish. So there were still mistakes, lots of things to clean up, but it was good to see them doing good things offensively, such as Bastian parking himself in front of the net, Bastian and McLeod as well. Mikey McLeod obviously got in on the scoring, but I think those
Mm-hmm.
two are starting to become like, let's just say, Bastian starting to remind me a little bit like David Clarkson back in the day. And also, it's almost the Madden Pando combo. And if you bring in Breland, take Breland and for Miles Wood, this could be a very lethal combination that's not in the top six. They can pound you. They can do a lot of great things to change the momentum, and they're really the energy line right now, the heart of the team.
I mean, definitely. And we don't know when we're ever going to see Miles Wood back. Unfortunately, right now, and with his injury, you gotta see how he recovers from that too. That's kind of a
It
that's
may
kind of a
take him
big
a
one there.
while. It may take him a
Yeah,
while.
I don't. Did they rule him out for the entire season? I don't even know off the top of my head. I don't think so though, right?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I think they're taking it at a month by month basis at this point because nobody really knows. You don't want to rush him back. At the
No.
same time, one would hope that he'd be ready by training camp next season. And
Well, are you gonna have to see? I mean, what's gonna happen now? Because he's gonna be a UFA. So there's gonna be some interesting decisions to go on here. There's a couple guys like that on the team. Now, if Miles Wood does come back, do you try to? If he does think he can make a comeback this year, do you try to trade Jimmy Vesey at the deadline? Do you try to deal Vesey? Or is it the other way around? I don't think Miles Wood really isn't have
Miles
any
Wood's going to
like.
get a pay. He's going to get a pay raise. I don't know how
Mhm.
much, and you're going to have to pay Jesper Bratt $6-7 million if he continues at this pace. Eventually, you're going to have to pay Pavel Zacha some bigger money.
They're both
down the
restricted
road.
free agents this year.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to make a decision on that as well. So there's gonna be some moves that I think are gonna be made coming up sooner rather than later. I hope they are for the benefit of our team. But there's gonna be some questions that need some answers. Jimmy Vesey, even though we love him, Andreas Janssen, do they keep him as well? Bratt obviously is a no-brainer. We know PK is going to be on the block for the trades. When it's ready, when someone comes knocking for an offensive defenseman that they need some depth.
For a while is away, from that. But I think right now we're taking one game at a time.
I forgot to say, Nate asked what happens when Miles Wood comes back to Jimmy Vesey. I forgot to actually say that. I said that in my head And I just started answering the question without saying it. That was Nate on Facebook Live was asking.
That's funny.
You know, that's my opinion. Is I mean, you try and trade Jimmy Vesey.
Yeah. Well, Little Fireboy says Aho was kept off the board as well.
He was.
That should be commended.
Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Murdoch is on the YouTube Live says, where has this team been? It's always been there. They still, you know, it's just, again, it's what you alluded to, Scotty, the sleepwalking. We just don't know which team we're going to get, just like with Damon Severson. Which Damon Severson is going to show up? What night? You know, it's just weird. And I think it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline because, you know, if you do your job, bad things don't really happen too often. But they seem to always happen with the New Jersey Devils, clearing the puck. Here we go again. I feel like a broken record. Clearing the puck. Outlet passes. Lazy. Not on target, right? So
not on target. You lose possession, and that's it. And the Canes just turned it around at times, you know? Exactly. But then, you know, Janssen, I don't know what it was tonight, but something clicked tonight for him, and he started playing the way he did about 15 games ago.
Yep.
What was it, 17 games since his last goal? I mean, they started carrying the puck into the zone. I mean, they just can't do these weak dump passes and lose possession, and the Canes are just eating them up.
Yeah. Yeah, but great game
the home
overall.
Run. Excuse me. Yeah.
Big game tomorrow.
Overall, it was a fun game for a fan, like I said. But if you're a coach going through tape, there's probably some cringe moments around there. But I was impressed with Gillies in the third. You know, it seems like Mac Black will be back in there tomorrow for the Kings. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, Samuel.
Yeah, now tomorrow, programming note, the Let's Go Devils podcast Sunday edition will be switched from 9 p.m. because of the game to 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Game Day Live, Vinny Parisi and I will preview that game at 6 p.m. Eastern before the Devils take on the Los Angeles Kings. And then afterwards, Scotty and I will be back for Devils After Dark, the Primetime Radio studios, recapping the game that was. Also, we'll be pushing out the stream at Taj Lounge 973 tomorrow for the game. So if those that attended today want to come back to Taj Lounge 973. Get your bucket of beers, your
get
food.
The bucket of beers.
Yeah, before you go in. Am I doing a good sales pitch, Scotty?
You're awesome, Sam Wu. You're awesome. And you can check out us, the Let's Go Devils podcast network over there, doing Game Day Live with Vinny, and then every now and then myself as well. Devils After Dark at Taj Lounge, a post game as well. It's a lot of fun. So if you're there, you go into the arena, come on by, say hello, you know, hang out. We're going to just be talking about the game before and after. Get your phone, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on YouTube, tell us what you think of what's going on. Hit us up on Twitter, and tag us. You know, the at Let's Go Devils podcast, hashtag Devils After Dark. Say hello. So we can party when I come back to Jersey.
Randy Spear, I don't know. It made me laugh. Randy Spear on the Facebook Live, lounge lizards. Interesting term. Lounge lizard. Oh, all right. Well, should I hit the music, Scotty?
I guess so. Yeah, we should be wrapping it up right here for this edition of Devils After Dark. As Sam Wu said, tomorrow we got a full slate of programming for you. There'll be a Wu report too.
Of course there will be.
Wu report.
Can't guarantee it, though.
You can't guarantee it?
Though. No, I can't guarantee it.
Well,
I may have
to
do a little food shopping.
Okay. Well, we'll see. And also the podcast there 5, and then Game Day Live, and then Devils After Dark right after the game. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and I hope to see you lounge lizards at Taj Lounge 973 tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. But come early because we run replays Or actually, maybe we'll do the 5 p.m. at
There you
Tiles
go.
Lounge 97.3. All right. Well, before the track ends, till next time, let's go Devils.